Alright, I'm excited for this one. This was the first ride on my new 22 RIOT3 Pro. You can see I put a TKI belt drive on it, but it wasn't on for the first ride. I wanted to be able to compare things. Yeah, this was a huge powder day. This was December 31st of 21. I picked the RIOT3 Pro up on the 29th, just 2 days prior to that. And yeah, we had to get her set up quick because the snow was coming down. Anyways, I got it set up, and within the first 20 feet down the road, I knew I was gonna love this thing. But dude, check out this powder. It was so deep. It was awesome. Like, that's what I was doing all day that day, is just wiping snow off everywhere. Everybody had snow in their intakes this day. It didn't matter what kind of setup you had. So, first little trip up the trail. Passed a couple snowmobilers. Sorry about that, guys. We just saw that you had enough help to get yourselves out. Dude, days like this are so fun because even riding down the trail is a blast. We were just loving it. Bobbing and weaving everywhere. That 3-inch track, non-ported track, I should say, really helps you get up on the ground and float. Get up on the snow, that is. That's my buddy Colin. He is on a KTM 450 that is pushing out about 60 horse, and he's on an ARO3, so it was fun to ride both bikes back to back. You're gonna see a lot of this footage today where it's mostly just white, snow blowing up in your face all day. It was so fun. But yeah, this was one of the more fun days I've had on a snow bike in a while, probably because of a new RIOT3 Pro, and just because the snow conditions were insane. There's Colin out doing some bobbing and weaving. About didn't get out right there. We actually switched bikes here in a sec, and he took my bike out, and this is literally about only 15 minutes into our ride. This is when we first started getting off the trail and just playing around in these meadows. It didn't take Colin very long. Oh, sorry, this is me trying out the ARO3 real quick. But there wasn't too much footage of this. I think my GoPro died right in the middle of it. Anyways, yeah, it was interesting to ride both bikes back to back. The ARO3 feels very planted, not as playful, but it has an amazing amount of traction. The RIOT3, as you see here, is very playful with that same amount of traction, so I'm really loving it. Okay, you'll notice I had to take off my airbox cover. In all my years of using my little pod filter intake system setup, I have never had to do what I was doing right there, wiping snow off and whatever. I cannot believe how loud that setup is when you take that off. You guys that are running can't remember whose air filter AirPod setup it is where it sits up on top. I can't believe you guys aren't going deaf. I literally had to let off the gas because it was so loud. It physically was hurting my ears. So I don't know how you guys do that. Like right here, I know I was letting off because I was sitting there looking down at my pod filter, just stunned at how loud it was. Anyways, right here I paused to just mention some first ride impressions.
Well, first impressions of the RIOT3. Holy crap, I freaking love it. Like, we're out here in 3 foot of powder, it's baseless, and that thing is just ripping everywhere. Like, I'm pulling second and third. I'm loving it. This is awesome.
So what I didn't mention there is that I did have my strut rod set just a hair too low. You will know if your strut rod is set too low when you go to lean over in some of these corners and your front ski starts to push and wash out. That is no bueno. Get that strut rod set just right so you can scrape the handlebars without pushing your ski. So I wanted to talk about this bike. This is, you can't really tell because it's covered in snow, but this is a 22 RALE 120 kit on a newer KTM 450 SX. I had a chance to ride it a little bit, but not a lot. Dude, that thing feels very, very motorcycle-like. Your front forks are moving a lot, and it just feels extremely dirt bike-like. I was also very impressed with how well it went in the powder. Yeah, he didn't really seem to be struggling getting around in the powder, so I was impressed. I haven't had a chance to ride it too much yet, so we'll reserve. Oh dude, that powder shot right there was so awesome. Anyways, we will reserve our comments and true impressions until I really get some more seat time on that thing, which I don't know if that's going to happen this winter. You may have heard in my last video that I trashed my RIOT3. Today's February 10th. I hit a rock last weekend and just bent everything to crap. So hopefully I can get it all put back together here soon and get back out to doing all of this, because this is awesome. Thanks for watching, everybody.